Okay. Okay, so good afternoon to everyone. I hope you can hear me well. Naririnig nyo naman ako. So today I will be demonstrating like how I usually approach the rendering of an interior. I think I've done this before, but just for the sake of like showing you some of the processes that you can do or you can adopt in your own practices. Yun. So this is the benefit of that one. So for those of you who are here this afternoon, welcome. I hope you will find the session for today interesting and useful for your practices. Okay, so yes, good afternoon, Jules. Thank you. Thank you for being here. So if you have any questions, don't forget to just like put it in the comment section, or comment suggestions, just put it in the comment section or the chat box, so that we can address it when I see it. Paano ba? Ayun, so today we will be rendering this interior. So for this activity, I just want you to focus on how to render the interior itself, and like not be so much concerned about the drawing aspect. Okay, by the way, I know that my background is so noisy today. So I think I've mentioned before that I live beside a construction site, so I'm really sorry about all of the background noise. If I can do something about it, I would, but I don't really have a space wherein I can block out all of that noise. So pasensya na muna. I hope you can bear with me. Yun. So how long will this take? Siguro mga 2 hours. We'll try to keep it within 2 hours. Tapos later on, if you want to rewatch this, you can always just like put it on mga 8 times speed, so at least para siya nagiging speed render ang dating, But in any case, if you want to join me today, if you have this already printed out and you want to join me in rendering this one, please do so. That would be nice, and then you can render it on your own. So this perspective is already uploaded in our Big Sky site, so you can download that, and then you can, if you have a printer, you can print it out. Just be careful about when we start rendering it, because most of the time inkjet printer ink is water soluble, so baka mag-bleed siya if you have too much water on your paper, so be very careful about that. Also, if you plan to do this using markers, be careful also, kasi nag-bleed yung alcohol markers will bleed all of these things, so be very careful. Now if you don't want that to happen, or if you don't have a printer of your own, you can always trace this. You can have it printed somewhere, and then you can trace this on your own. You'll have to, if you don't have a big printer, if you have just like a regular desktop printer, so most likely your paper, the paper that you can that kind of printer can accept with is most likely until only A4 in size. So you can cut off some of your paper, and then still do our usual borders, and then you can print this perspective there. So obviously here it's already inked. we'll do something about that, and we'll try to keep this as fast as possible, but also, you know, not really compromising on the quality, like still acceptable as a presentation document, no? So what we will aim for here is something that you can, for example, present to a client, no? And your client will be able to understand what your design intention is with the interior. Okay, so for those of you who just arrived, welcome. Thank you for coming. I hope everything is just like okay, and then we will start with this one. So let's start with the rendering, no? So okay, where do we start? Okay, our module for this week is supposed to be like rendering transparencies. So usually that involves things like mirrors, glass, ano pa ba? Anything that you can see at the opposite side of the material, no? Yung tumatagos, yung mga picture, yung itsura. So salamin, salamin sa pintuan, salamin sa bintana, so, tapos to a certain extent, ano nga ba, salamin sa ano to, sa yung tabletop, no? Tabletop, ano nga ba yun, tabletop na glass tabletops. Tapos pwede rin siya mga curtains na see-through, like mga lace curtains. For this part, hindi natin masyado gagawin yung yung see-through na kurtina or fabric. Will focus on transparencies, no? So this is the perspective that I chose, no? I did this simple perspective of a living room for us to practice on. So obviously dito sa right side meron tayong bintana, no? So paano ba, pintuan pala sa French door, and then we have also here mga glass, no, na picture frames na pwede nyong i-render. So paano ba siya nire-render? So we'll just go for something. There is the easy way and then there is the hard way. So for this one, we'll just do the easy one, yung madali lang, kasi I think that's more practical. So paano pa siya ginagawa? No? It's actually very simple. So for example, we'll start, I'll just do this, no, very simple. So for example, if the surface is a vertical surface, so vertical surface. So vertical surfaces can be like that can be like your window, glass doors, maybe even frames with glass. So paano ba natin siya i-render? So for example, this is your vertical surface. You've probably seen, I think I've seen some of you do this in your black and white drawing class. You do this, no? Mga diagonal na lines. So that's a very easy way of rendering something to make something look like it's glass, or transparent. So syempre kung halimbawa ito ay bintana, magpapakita tayo na dapat makikita kung ano yung nasa likod niya. So we'll do this. So this is also another way to show na makintab ang isang bagay. I'll show you later on how I will render that part doon sa perspective na merong na may pintuan, no? Pakita natin kung ano yung nasa likod, no? So this is a very simple way of indicating that this is transparent or ano nga ba yun? Shiny. So bakit siya ganito? It's just a reflection of of something else, no? O usually object reflection yan. So ito, karaniwang i-render natin ito. Now usually people will choose like itong part na yan, usually light blue yung kulay yung ginagamit, very very lightly. So, dapat hindi hindi makapal yung pintura, malabnaw lang, and then just glaze it over. So that's how we usually do in a vertical surface. Pag vertical siya, naka-diagonal yung mga linya. Kung horizontal surface naman, horizontal surface, for example, ano siya, like a tabletop. So, paano natin gagawin yun? For example, ito yung naka-perspective siyang ganon, and then this is your vertical na horizontal na tabletop, no? So yung shine naman niya ganon naman, naka vertical naman yung linya, and then you just like render those parts in your light blue, just paint over it, and then at least this one will look like it is shiny. So whatever it is na nasa likod, pwede rin natin siyang i-render para magmukha siyang transparent. So at least nagmumukha siyang parang makintab siya. So these are the two easiest ways to render something transparent and shiny. So I'll show you later on like how to go about with the actual wait. So maybe we can show it here. For example, this is your window. Tapos merong say let's put a scene, maybe say there's a branch, branch ng puno. Usually you render that in a very light color, and then you put your shine bars. Everything will just be glazed. I will show you later on like how to do it. So essentially, yun yung paraan to show something that is transparent. So I hope that kung medyo malabo siya, sabihin nyo lang ako para mag-guide ko kayo ng maayos. Now, let's go to our perspective itself. So, ito yung perspective natin. Siyempre, before you start rendering this one, I really encourage you to plan out your colors first. Pagplanuhan nyo muna yung mga kulay na gagamitin nyo para hindi kung saan-saan napupunta yung color scheme ninyo. So, for that one, ay gamitin natin kung ano yung natutunan natin from color theory class. So yellow, orange, red, red, violet, blue, violet, blue, green, yellow, green. And then like choose what colors you like. If you want to do like a monochromatic color scheme, gusto nyo ba mag-complementary, maybe something else. So for this one, maybe I can maybe I'm thinking of doing maybe triadic siguro, or split complementary. So I'm thinking maybe a blue color, and then split complementary. So instead of orange, you can go for a yellow orange and a red orange. So mga oranges and the blue. So maybe yan yung maybe that's a good way to do our color scheme. And then when you look at that one, so where are you going to put it? Maybe we can do a wall that is like really dark. So maybe I can put the wall as blue, and then the floor, it's a wooden floor, sahig, gawa sa kahoy. So maybe we can use like a yellow orange for that, or a red orange, so like a natural color wood, no? Parang ganito, just like on the yellow orange side, no? Tapos yung ibang mga wooden components, pwede rin natin gawin ganon. So yung paso could be like your red orange, no? So a terracotta flavored color. Syempre yung puno natin will be on the greens, and then maybe we can use also white and black as accent colors. So yun yung plano natin dito. Okay. Now since we already have itong mga ano nga ba yun? We already have all of these mga glass, no? I-ano natin, lagyan natin ng shine, no? Para maano siya. So I usually just get a ruler and then I do this para ma-block out na siya, para alam ko na kung saan yung hindi ko pipinturahan. So since this is a vertical surface, no, I'm going to do the reflections or the shine in a diagonal manner. Tapos ito din, you can do dito sa mga picture frame, you can do something like this. Also dito sa maliliit, you can do that. And then this one here. Tapos dito sa surface na to, I want it to be shiny, no, yung yung mesa dito sa baba. So I will add mga vertical lines doon to indicate that this is like a shiny surface. So dalawa lang, okay na yan. So ayun, so naka-prep na yung ating surface. So now we'll start plotting out, no, kung paano natin siya i-render. So the first thing that I always do, no, whenever I render something is this. Okay. So the first thing that I usually do when I render something is, no, I block out the shadows. No? So I will determine like saan ba galing yung ilaw ko, no? Para alam ko kung saan yung light colors, tapos kung saan yung magiging shadows, no, cast shadows, at saka saan yung mga dark parts ng aking render. So obviously, para lang gawin nating madali ng konti yung buhay natin, no, sabihin na lang natin na lahat ng ilaw natin ay nanggagaling dito sa pintuan na to, no, para at least isa lang yung source ng ilaw natin. Kasi meron tayong ibang sources ng ilaw, di ba? Halimbawa, yung kisame, that could be a source of light. Also, no, yung mga dalawang table lamps dito, that can also be sources of light. No? Pero since kung lahat yan gagamitin natin is light sources, baka mahirapan tayo, no? Lalo na kung nagsisimula pa lang kayo kasi ang daming sources ng ilaw. So, para simplehan natin yung buhay natin, isa lang muna yung gagawin natin, no? Tapos ayun, so we'll block out the shadows, no? So obviously kung saan hindi masyado inaabot ng those that are away from the light source will be parts where we will be putting in the shadows, no? So obviously ito dito kasi may kurtina tayo dito, nakatakip itong part na to, this will be like the dark part, no? Dito sa sofa, itong ilalim, yung likod ng sofa will also be the dark part. This part over here, no, kung saan nakatago yung that will be the dark part. Dito din kung saan yung paso natin, lalagay tayo ng shadows dyan. Tapos maybe here also, sa likod ng puno maglalagay tayo ng shadows dyan. Tapos dito halimbawa meron tayong takure dito sa likod ng takure, yung likod ng libro na to, tapos magkakaroon tayo ng shadows dito sa likod ng libro, no? Tapos dito sa ilalim ng sofa, obviously, at saka dito sa ilalim ng ano sa side table. Yun yung gagamit, yun yung lalagyan natin ng shadows. Okay? So, paano natin gagawin yun, no? Last time I mentioned to you na personally I don't like using black for shadows, no? Kasi para sa akin masyado siyang madilim at saka medyo patay ang kulay na yun. So halos hindi ko siya ginagamit, no? Unless kailangan talaga. Okay? Pero usually nalalaman ko yun sa may mga dulo-dulo na. Okay? So ano ang ginagamit ko, no? I use something like this, no? So kung nakikita nyo para siyang itim, no? Pero actually hindi siya itim, no? I mix blue and a little bit of black, no? Ayun. So anyway, before we go there pala, no, always prep for your surface, no? So meron akong blotter dito para saan ako pwede mag-test, no, ng pintura. So for example, ito yung sinasabi ko na gagamitin kong for shadows, no? Ito talaga yung kulay niyan. So it's this like dark blue color. Kung ayaw nyo yan, you can always use another color. Actually, meron din ito dito, mas nakikita nyo na blue siya. So I'll actually use this one for the shadows, no? So it's a blue color. I'll use that. Tapos have all of your your brushes handy, no? So I'll just use, maybe I'll use these brushes kasi maliit lang naman yung perspective. Medyo okay na to. Tapos I always have two containers of water, no? Isa pang banlaw ng brush at isa yung fresh water para kumuha ng tubig para hindi maging madumi yung kulay. Tapos I also have I have this, no? I have a piece of tissue. So meron kayong mga paper towels na ganito. It's very handy to have pang control ng tubig. So I suggest you have that, no? Kung wala, ordinary tissue paper pwede din naman. Tapos tignan natin kung paano kung paano gagana to. Maybe we can baka in the end we might have to put in some pencil, para mas lumitaw yung mga outlines, no? Para mas mabilis yung trabaho natin. Tapos ano pa ba? Ito yung puno, medyo hindi ako natuwa actually dito sa drawing ng puno kasi mukha siyang dugyot, so I will make it a little bit bigger when I render this one. Okay, so I'll use this dark blue color, and I'll start blocking in the shadows. So malabnaw lang talaga. So remember yung sabi ko dati about glazing. So we'll use a lot of glazing technique here, no? So ibig sabihin just very light colors of your color, no? So ano nga ba 'to? Malabnaw lang, hindi masyadong yung nakikita pa rin yung transparency ng watercolor. So you kind of take advantage of that one. So start putting in the shadows, no? Start with the more obvious ones like dito sa ilalim ng sofa. So very lang, mabilisan lang talaga. So tapos kung saan yung shine, saan yung usually I leave that white. So dito sa likod ng sofa, kung saan hindi masyado natatamaan ng araw, bigyan natin ng shadows yan. Dito sa ilalim ng sofa, obviously hindi siya natatamaan ng araw. Let's put a black blue color there. Tapos dito sa gilid ng side table, we'll do that one also, and then here. Tapos saan pa? Dito sa likod ng itong libro na to, bigyan natin ng shade yan. Tapos ito, yung likod ng takure. Nilagyan natin ng shading yan. Dito, sa likod ng sofa, ay, ng libro. Yung cast shadows ng libro. So, pag mga ganito, no, usually I like to feather it out. So, i-wash ko siya dito para hindi masyadong harsh yung shadow. Tapos dito sa likod nito nalagay tayo ng shadows, shadows dyan. Flat out lang natin ito para mamaya pag nilagyan natin yung actual color talaga, mas maayos siya, mas okay siya tignan. So if you do this properly, sabihin maayos yung pagkalatag nyo, tapos maayos naman yung glazing, usually you will get magkakaroon ka ng parang medyo natural looking shading, kasi nag-blend yung dalawang kulay kasi naka-glaze siya. Ayun, very important talaga, very useful. If you know how to glaze, you kind of mastered that technique, it's so useful. You can use it for so many different techniques. So kahit hindi siya yung super smooth, okay lang, as long as you plot out where your shadows are. Dito sa likod, put some of that dito sa likod sa ilalim ng sofa. Put some of that. Tapos saan pa? Yung sofa mismo dito sa likod ng armrest ilalagay tayo. Dito sa ilalim ng mga throw pillows ilalagay din tayo. Tapos yung gilid ng mga throw pillows ilalim, pwede rin natin siya lagyan. Tapos dito kung saan nagka-cast ng shadows, yung throw pillows pwede rin natin lagyan ng blood. So just smoothen that out para hindi masyadong harsh. Para lang lumambot ng konti yung itsura. Okay, ito pa pala sa likod ng sa likod ng mga dahon. Just dab colors there. So matatakpan din naman yan later on. Sa likod dito, add some colors there. Dito soften the edges. So once nalagyan nyo na siya ng shading or na-block out nyo na yung shading nyo, what to do is like wait for it to dry before proceeding to the next section or the next step of your render. Okay. So, once na-plot out nyo na yan, medyo okay naman yung pagka-plot out natin. Ano ata? Pagsikan. Yung papel. Try to clean that. Okay. So, once na-plot out na siya, no? Gagawin natin, let's proceed to other parts. Let's start underpainting. So, think na ako rendering in portions, no? So, essentially, we're going to put the colors, no? Kung ano yung mga napagpasyahan natin kulay kanina, yun yung ilalagay natin na kulay, no? Very lightly as an underpainting, no? Nakakatulong ito para ma-plot out kung saan yung mga yung mga bagay-bagay. Tapos just make sure that since underpainting lang siya, no, make sure that your layer here is just light, no, yung malabnaw lang yung pagkalagay ng pintura kasi ayaw mong nasasapawan siya. Kasi sabi nga natin, yung technique na gagamitin natin dito is mostly glazing. So in glazing, your paint should always be or most of the time your paint is very thin, no? Yung malabnaw lang yung papel, yung tubig tsaka yung pintura. Okay, so ano yung una nating gagawin? I think I mentioned before, no, na gagawin natin ito, no? So what do I usually do, no? Sabihin natin, kasi pintuan ito, sabihin natin na yung likod ng pintuan na to may garden, no? So may mga halaman. So maglalagay tayo ng halaman dyan, pero very very light lang. Yung malabnaw lang yung tubig, no? Tapos we'll just do like dabbing like this, no? So hindi kailangan talaga yung super refined na paglagay ng pintura. It's just like you're just suggesting, no? Parang may mga halaman dyan sa labas, pero hindi talaga yung super pulido. So parang medyo nasa malayo sila. You can add other colors there para mas mukhang may dimension. So very light lang. By the way, if you notice, one thing about watercolor, yung isang characteristic na pag natuyo siya, lighter siya kesa doon sa kesa kung basa siya, no? So as early as now, get yourself used to the fact that whenever your watercolor dries, it will always be lighter than the initial color, no? So para hindi kayo magulat, bakit ganon? Bakit nag-iba yung itsura, no? It's one characteristic of watercolor. It always dries lighter than when it is wet. So I think I need to add a little bit more. It's masyadong light. Add something a little bit more. Okay, so very light lang. Okay, medyo tuyo na ba siya? Hawakan ko lang siya. Okay, so medyo tuyo-tuyo na naman siya. So the first thing that I usually do, no, when I render an interior is I always start with the big area. So sabi ko kanina, I want the background to be, or the walls to be blue. So medyo, let's try doing something a little bit different. So I'm thinking like what kind of blue will be better. I want to go for something a little bit brighter. So maybe we can go for a more maybe a royal blue. So I'm going to use this blue. It's a nice blue color, and then I'm going to use that to render the entire space. So yung walls natin will be all blue. Okay, so let's start it here. Okay. So we're just glazing very light lang. by the way, if you don't want to use blue for blocking out your shadows, you can use other colors like a very dark violet. You can get violet and then mix it with a little black, so you get that darker violet color without getting it very muddy. We use this one. Now, the effect here is because you already have the underpainting, kasi meron ka nang, nag-blackout ka na ng shadows mo, kung saan puting-puti yung papel, dapat lumilitaw doon kung ano talaga yung totoong kulay, yung actual color of your wall. And then those parts na nilagyan natin ng underpainting, yun yung magiging dark parts. Try to keep it as smooth and as clean as possible. And then there are blue wall. Not the most popular color, I guess, for interiors. So this is an exercise. You can experiment with different colors, not necessarily something that you would use in real life. So hindi ko naman i-grade yung color scheme ninyo. Ang i-grade ko ay kung paano kayo nag-render ng interior. So you can spin around your paper para mas mabilis or mas convenient sa inyo. Like what I'm doing here. I will do this. So I like watercolor. You can do so many things with watercolor. You don't need a lot of you don't need a lot of colors to be successful in rendering with watercolor. So if you're rendering a wall, usually you want to do like a flat wash. So you kind of have to work a little bit quicker. I think I need a bigger brush para lang mas mabilis yung kasi pag masyadong maliit yung brush, natutuyuan ka na ng tubig, hindi mo magawang mapantay yung pader. So I'm using a bigger brush so I can work faster and have my wall as smooth and as even as I can manage it. For smaller areas, you will need a smaller brush so that it will be a little bit more convenient. Pero syempre, for big areas, you can always use a bigger brush para mas mabilis yung latag ng pintura. This one, nakalimutan ko. Kailangan pala naglagay ako ng naglagay din ako dito. Wait for that to dry. Hintay natin matuyo muna yan. And we'll try to smoothen this out. Finish it off in a bit. So I have to do something else before I think I'll be able to finish that one. So actually kahit overlap siya, okay lang naman. So, okay. Natutuwa dito. Do some retouching here. I don't like how streaky it is. Parang medyo natutuklap na yung papel, so I'll leave it as it is first, as I don't want to ruin the paper. Ayokong masira yung papel, so iwanan ko muna dyan. So I'll go with the other parts first. So I'll do the tree. So I'll get some green. I'll make some green. Kuha muna ng konting yellow. Tapos, asa na lang? Konting green. So, yellow, green for the background, and then I'll just dab it like this. So, this is very simple puno lang. Actually, I want it a little bit more. I want it to be a little bit more yellow. So add more yellow. Maybe that one. So just dab it. You see the general shape of this tree. Pag natuyo yan, magiging mas lighter yan. Tapos dito din naman sa ilalim, just also do the same thing. You just dab it with color. We'll work on the tree trunk later, no? So ngayon ilalatag lang natin yung kulay ng halos lahat ng bagay, no? Na pagkatapos nun, let's go to the next biggest area, usually the floor. So the floor will be this I'm thinking of ng medyo parang ganito, no? Katulad ng kulay ng mesa ko. So I'll mix some yellow, maybe get a little bit of orange, and then you can mix a little bit of brown, so you get this parang ganito na kulay. So I'll put that here very very quickly. The floor, I actually have a carpet here, so I will avoid putting that on the carpet that I rendered, that I drew. So do that there. Tapos we'll also do the same color for the jams of this door. So halos pareho. So ito yung magiging yellow orange natin na color. Tapos, saan pa ba natin pwede ilagay yung kulay na yan? I'm thinking maybe we can add some mga natural colored accessories. Well, hopefully, no, maayos siya paglabas niya. Maybe we'll put this color here. And then we'll add, I should have done that there. This dark blue. Here, nakalimutan ko na. We can do, I'll show you, wait, maybe we can do this as a rattan, parang furniture. So leave that there. And then, ito again, we're just like blocking out the colors. So, natag lang natin yan. And then, ano nga ba yung kulay ng, maybe the color of, we'll do the same thing pala here. So sabihin natin this is also wood. So we'll do the same thing here. Tapos, ayan. So medyo tuyo na to. So we'll do the same color for the tree trunk. So base color lang to. Iglalagay tayo ng iba pang kulay dyan mamaya. Para lang ma-plot out natin. Ayan yung mga base colors natin. Ano pa? Maybe we can do this as a darker color. Yung sofa, ano ba magandang kulay dyan? Maybe we can do that as a yellow orange, no? Or a red orange. So let's try mixing that. Orange, and then a little bit of red. So maybe that one. Let's just do it like very very lightly, para hindi masyado overwhelming ang tsura. So if that's the red, so okay, let's do this very very carefully, no? So yung sofa is a big component of your interior, so you kind of have to render it like in a very carefully, no? Like how do we make it look like it's it's rounded, no? How do we make it look soft? How do we make it look like really rounded? So I'll just put first a layer of underpainting. Let's do our yellow orange, a red orange color there. It's starting to look a little bit interesting. Tapos yung mga white parts dito, kung saan yung shine, hindi natin lalagay ng kulay yun. Let's just do simple line there. And then let's leave it at that. And then we will soften the edges. So parang i-fade out lang natin para hindi masyadong harsh yung kulay. So here, after that, we'll do this one here. Ito din, lalagay tayo ng kulay dyan. And the same thing here. Then we'll start from the inside. We go out. So what I usually do is I leave that there. Then I'll do another color here. Feather it out para hindi harsh yung line, para magmukha siyang malambot. I kind of want to fade it out. So we can work on that later on. Just for now, let's leave it as is. You can drop more pigment on the sides, on the corners, pero itong part na to dito, iwanan natin siya na parang meron kang strip ng puti doon. Kasi yung pinaka, kung saan nagbe-bend siyang ganun, usually yun kasi yung pinaka nasa harap, no? So since siya yung pinaka nasa harap, malamang siya yung tumatanggap ng ilaw, no? So ito parang medyo shiny siya, no? Parang yung kintab na reflection ng ilaw galing sa bintana. Maybe we can do the same thing for the curtain. Kasi na medyo hindi ko na alam kung ano yung kulay na ilalagay ko. We'll do the same thing for the curtain. Very simple. Just very quickly. A red, orange color. Okay. So yung sinabi ko kanina about nag-fade or nag-bleed yung ink ng printer, medyo lumalabas na siya dito. So you kind of have to be careful para hindi siya kumalat. Control your water. Just leave this, kahit hindi siya ganun ka smooth, no, okay lang kasi ano pa naman natin yan, meron pa tayong isa pang layer dyan. So actually we're on the second layer, no, kung isipin nyo, yung first layer natin was the blocking out of the shadows, and then the second layer is yung underpainting natin. So we'll do the same thing here. Yung dark parts we'll do the shadows, and then we'll leave like a white spot doon. The same thing here. So kung napansin nyo, habang naglalagay tayo ng kulay, no, medyo natatakpan or na yung underpainting natin or yung shadows na blinak out natin, nag-blend na siya doon sa color na pinatong mo sa taas. So katulad nito, kung napapansin nyo, di ba, this part here, kung saan nilagyan natin ng shadows, it looks very different from yung part dito kung saan hindi natin nilagyan ng blocking ng shadows, no? Kasi nag-glaze na yung dalawang kulay. So naturally, you get this darker shade of the color of your hue, okay, because you put underpainting or you blacked out the shadows. So kahit na hindi kayo maghalo ng maraming kulay, isa lang yung kulay na ginamit nyo, pero dahil nga meron tayong yung preliminary layer natin na nilagyan natin ng shadows, nag-glaze over, no? Nag-blend yung dalawang kulay through glazing, and you get a more naturalistic looking shadow. Kaya para sa akin, this is very helpful. Kasi hindi ko kailangan maghalo ng pintura. Ano ba yung pwede natin gamitin na kulay para dito? Ang kulay dyan. I think I'll just as an accent, we'll paint this green. Paint this green. Tapos the table, actually we can leave it like siguro mga parang gray, no? Like a white table, pero we'll paint it a little bit on the gray side. So just do this, no? Very simple. Rendering this one in a dark shade. And then we'll do here, like darker kasi siya nakatago sa light source natin. So we'll do something else with this a little bit later on. So, may gagawin pa tayo dyan. Okay, so more or less nakalatag na. Yung ano pala, no, yung throw pillows, I want to do it in a black, parang mga picture frames. Maybe a white. Maybe a white, no? Kasi dark na yung wall. Maybe it's better if it's white. Hindi natin siya pipinturahan ng white. We'll just do shading for it. So maglalagay lang ako ng konting gray, no, para hindi siya yung super white na parang walang nangyari. Okay. We'll do some dark colors for this one. Tapos ako dito, we'll do that dark, parang black na one, and then ito, do that start. Okay. Tapos this one, dark colors. Tapos ano pa, yung paa ng furniture, dark color. Tapos yung paso, nakalimutan natin yung paso, so I'll just mix sa terracotta. color. So parang orange red. You can paint that very, very fast. And then just so that it will look a little bit refined, we will soften the edges para hindi masyadong para mas magbukang pulido ang gawa. And add more like that. There. Let it fade, let it fade. Okay, now we can go for other things. Wait, ito pala yung yung carpet. Kulay lalagay natin dito. Maybe we can do like a blue violet, even if it's not in the color scheme. We can do that. Wala lang. Gusto lang since ano naman tayo. Let's just do simple blue violet color. I'll render it later on to make it look a little bit fuzzy. Meron siyang mga buhok-buhok. Pero as of now, it's just this simple simple glaze lang. Okay, so since nandyan na siya lahat nakalatag. Ito pa pala. Mas madami. Ang dami nakakalimutan. We'll just leave the ceiling a little bit on the white side. So let's just add some shading there to indicate that there are shadows. So let's get a little bit of that. And let's put that there. And then here. And very, very good. Okay, so now we'll do the actual thing, kung saan tayo magre-render talaga. By the way, since since nandito na tayo, let's do something with this. Maybe we can do, I'll paint a very simple parang landscape, may ground, tapos may puno na umaakyat na ganon siguro. Tapos we'll do a simple sky. Maybe actually we'll dispense with the sky. We'll add some colors there, and then let's do a simple na parang puno, and then let it dry. Simple puno. Parang lang may indication na may nangyayari dyan. So very light lang yung colors. Hindi siya kailangan parang simple lang na merong nangyayari doon sa likod. Okay, so now we'll start rendering this. Like, let's start completing. So now we'll do a lot of glazing. So now we go glaze. So ngayon, okay, so paano natin gagawin ito? So shift with a thinner brush because we'll do a lot more detailing work. So let's start with this one. Like, how do we make this look? Itong portion na to na mukhang nasa likod siya. So sabi natin kanina, just like our example here, the rough draft. You get a light blue color and then you paint over this. Iiwasan mo yung mga diagonals na ginawa mo earlier. Tapos yun yung i-render natin. So parang, if this is your example, just render this in sky blue. So, since light lang yung color, kung ano man yung pinintura mo sa una, para sabihin na itong mga bagay na to nasa likod ko ng bintana or nasa likod ko ng 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 pintuan, nakikita pa rin siya. So you create this illusion na there's something in the background. Right? That's why you only paint it like really lightly. Remember in color theory, sabi nga natin na if you paint something in a light color or something is very light in color, it looks like it's going backwards, parang nagre-recede siya. Kaya daw, kung gusto mo na mukhang mas malaki yung kwarto mo, you paint it in a light color kasi nagmumukhang parang umuurong yung pintura. So we will try to take advantage of that phenomenon here. So we'll get a very light blue color, and then we'll glaze over this one. Over the window, so you get that effect that this is like very far away. So very lightly lang glaze. So be very careful na hindi nabubura yung sketch na ginawa mo earlier. So kaya glazing lang siya. So obviously nagbabago yung kulay kasi dalawang kulay na siya na magkapatong. And then the last one, we glaze it over. Okay. So parang ganon yung effect. So ito yung pinakamadaling paraan para magbukang transparent yung isang bagay. So yung mga iniwan mo, nandun yung shine, yung mga diagonal lines, and then you paint everything in blue. So ito rin, pwede rin natin gawin yan dito. That's one. Tapos na to. We'll adjust it later on pag natapos na yung ibang mga parts. So we can do the same thing for the picture frames. Let's just make sure that everything is dry, and then we'll do the same thing for the picture frames on the wall. So very light blue, very watery consistency. Paint is, it's too light. So do that without blotting out the paint. Or the page, the color behind it. Now, pwede bang gumamit ng ibang kulay, no? If you don't like blue, okay, syempre pwede namang gumamit ng ibang kulay. Like if you can use like a brown color, a gray color, no? Lalo na kung halimbawa tinted yung salamin, pwede naman din ibang kulay. So that's a very simple way of doing it. We'll fix it a little bit later on. Let's work on this, yung cortina. So it's a red-orange color. So ang gagawin natin, let's figure out where the shadows are. So for example, how do you determine the shadows of an object like this, no? So may folds siya, diba? Meron siyang mga tupi dito. Okay? So usually sa likod ng tupi, yun yung merong mga kulay. Mas darker pala, sorry. Nasaan na yun? So for example, ganito yung curtains on. So you have your ganito yung kurtina mo. Okay. So meron kang ganito, tapos nandito yung curtain rod mo, no? Yung stick kung saan pinapasok yung yung kurtina. So kahit na just to keep things simple, no? Etong part na to, yung mga nakatago, kung halimbawa nandito yung ilaw sa harap, no? Halimbawa nandito yung ilaw sa harap yung light source mo, syempre yung mga nasa likod niya, yan yung dark parts. Tapos yung nandito sa harap, ito yung light na part. So kung babalik tayo dito sa ating perspective, yung parts dito sa likod, no? Ito na kung nakikita nyo ng maayos, pero itong mga parts, no, na nandito, ito lang yung ilalagyan natin ng darker na color. So madali lang yan. Just get your paint and then you get your previous color, no? If you want, you can actually put some darker yung glaze natin, a dark color, and then we'll paint over it again later on pag natuyo siya. So meron ka ng naglagay ka ng glaze dark. Now we'll do the color again, yung actual color ng curtain, which is a red orange color, and then we'll paint it over like this. I think I need a smaller, I think I need more color. So we'll do this. No, I don't want, like I usually say, no, I don't like it when merong sobrang harsh na linya, no? So just to make it a little bit more refined, I will pass through I'll try to soften the edges para hindi masyadong hard. Do the same thing here. So, medyo mabusisi lang talaga ito kasi ang daming folds. So, pero ako personally kinda like doing it kasi parang nakaka-relax siya para sa akin. If you like doing this kind of things, then congratulations, enjoy ka dito. Kung hindi, sorry, pasensya na. Very, very quickly, alternating between one brush and the other, and then later on, I think by this time, medyo na-figure out na. Kasi kanina, sabi ko, iniisip ko kung ano ba natin to, outline ba natin to, hindi. Pero habang nabubuo siya, parang feeling ko kailangan siyang i-outline para lang mas lumitaw yung mga detalye. So I think I will be doing that. I'll do that towards the end. Just use a pencil, lapis lang yung gagamitin ko. Tapos so we'll leave that as is. So we'll go to another part. Okay, so we'll go to this one kasi it's the same color. No? Now we'll improve on this one by adding contour lines. So maglalagay tayo ng linya. Okay. Tapos we'll darken up certain parts. So when I render something in I try to render something soft. I notice that it really helps if you put in contour lines. So contour lines are these small lines that shape the object. So since nandito siya, I'll do contour lines na very thin. Yung manipis lang. Hindi ko gusto yan. So buburahin ko muna. I don't like that. Okay. I think what I will do first is I will reinforce some of the colors. So darken up some bits, like this part here. I think it needs to be darkened up a little, and then I will fade it out to the top. And I think okay, let's add more color there. I think dito rin sa ilalim, mas maganda kung meron pang darker color. And then the same thing, I will bleed or fade it out, go outside here also. That needs to be darkened up a little. So learn how to use your eyes. It's really just a matter, there's always a lot of adjusting. So syempre, you learn that skill. The more you do, the more you have experience with rendering, the better you can make better judgments. So, parang, okay, does this need more? Does this need darkening? Does this need lightening? Add some more here. Tapos, I think dito rin kailangan ko siyang dagdagan pa ng kulay para lang ma-reinforce pa na ito talaga yung kulay niya at hindi siya yung parang basang parang magmukha siyang tapos, hindi yung parang lahat ay pastel na parang naubusan ka ng oras na mag-render. Do that one. And then also at the back of the sofa, I think I need more of this orange color. shade, graduated, graded color. And then after that, I will add my, pag tuyo na siya, so medyo tuyo na siya, I'll add my contour lines. Contour lines are just very, very thin washes or glazes of color. And you can add make it a little bit on the dark side. Then we'll add. So these are just like lines going like this. Medyo pangit na itong brush. Let's use another brush. These contour lines. Start from inside. Going outside. Very thin lines to help reinforce this idea that this is rounded. Tapos I can do also here at the bottom, and then just to reinforce that idea that this is rounded. Mas pabilog siya. Contour lines, and then I also do the same contour lines here at the armrest. So it also helps in darkening the spots here also, and then the backrest. Contour lines. So now we're essentially just adding a lot of like finishing touches to the work. Now let's fix that tree and make it like more convincing tree, so we'll get like a darker green. So ilalagay natin to kung saan nakatago, no, mula doon sa light source. So dito sa may gilid, no, dito sa ilalim, tsaka dito. So add darker green. So again, just dabbing pink. Dabbing a lot of pink. That one, and then we will return to it later on, adding another layer, parang darkest part. So add there. So kung saan yung mga nakatago mula sa ilaw, yun yung lalagyan natin na parts. Okay. So ano pa? Add some sections here. Let's put it down. Make it rounded. Ano pa? Let's reinforce this color here with the picture frame, no? Para lang ma-reinforce yung shadow. So dito sa gilid, kasi may shadow siya, natin darker itong part na to. So ito rin, darker. Then we'll fix that with a lot of outlining. Okay. Tapos, I'm thinking na maybe we can add some patterns here. Kasi parang medyo drab siya. So maybe we can put that, maybe we can put those patterns in the throw pillow. No? So I'll get like a deep brown color, and then I'll just add stripes to this one. So when you're adding stripes, it's very simple. You can start from the center, and then you can just like glaze over yung lines following the contours, no? Kung ano yung hugis ng object, susundan nyo lang siya. So gagawin natin yan dito. Susundan ko lang yung shape ng object ng ating throw pillow. So add those colors. I hope you can see it. Medyo maliit, pero sana nakikita nyo siya. Kasi dinadagdag ko lang siya. So para magkaroon tayo ng stripe. Tapos dito naman, I'll add the same stripes. And just following the contour of the pillow. Tapos, dahil hindi ako makontento, I'll add horizontal lines naman para magmukha siyang checkered pattern. So essentially, this is just glazing, like that activity that we did on watercolor techniques. So glazing over the colors. So very simple, very easy technique. If you do it properly, it looks very accomplished. Talaga siya. Tapos, so ang key dito ay dapat sinusundan nyo yung contour ng object. So kung ano yung korte, yung hugis ng object, sundan nyo siya. Tapos pag ginagawa nyo to, essentially you just have one chance of doing it, no? So practice. Kasi once nagkamali kayo, mahirap nang burahin yan. Pag binura nyo, papangit na siya. Mahirap na siyang ayusin. Okay, so ayun. So dahil naglagay na tayo ng shading kanina, hindi na kailangan maglagay ng shading ngayon. Pwede kung if you want to add a little bit more, like what I'm doing here, pwede naman. But essentially, kung maayos yung shading nyo kanina, it's like sufficiently dark, you don't have to add. You don't have to make these adjustments anymore. Ito kasi nag-a-adjust ako. Kasi parang hindi ako natuwa doon sa kung ano yung nangyari kanina. So I can add some more shading in this part. I'll do this part here and make it look like it's a baluster. Tapos we'll do something about these books, no? So maybe we can add let's do this color, like terracotta, like an old book type thing. And so just paint that over the books. So we can have like an old type looking book. Fix that later on. I think I want to use a yellow just for this, yung takure dito. I think I want to use a yellow, just a pop of color. This part here, although it's not really, parang hindi siya lumilitaw. Maybe we can add naman to change that color. Anyway, patuyuin muna natin yon, and then I'll do this for this one. So let's make it look like this is made out of parang woven material, so parang hinabit. And so I'll just add these textures to make it look like this is a woven material. Let it dry for a while. I'll add something also here on the side, pero konti lang kasi nandito siya, para hindi siya mag-darken talaga. Kasi nandito siya nakaharap sa ilaw. And then I'll go the opposite side. Ano naman, vertical lines naman ang ilalagay. Para meron na siyang texture, no? Para hindi siya yung plain lang. So I'll do the same thing here. Woven technique here. Tapos dito sa baba, no, since na ano natin, I will add some pile. Sabihin yung parang buhok-buhok sa carpet. So I'll just do like little flicking motions, pag ganun. And then I'll add it like where the shadows are. So yung shadow natin, I marked it already here, and then there are some there. So I'll do this. It's very thin lang. You don't have to put a lot. Suggestion lang siya. So here I will do it like very very small. So manipis lang, hindi masyado malaki. Para lang pag nakita ng tao, alam nila na carpet yan. Hindi siya yung parang ano lang, parang anong kulay yan, bakit may kulay dun sa sahig mo. Pag nakita nila to, alam nila na yes, carpet yan kasi merong may texture, may buhok-buhok. Na hindi nyo kailangan, pag nagre-render kayo ng carpet, hindi nyo kailangan ibuo yan. Basta alam ng tao na carpet yan, kung saan natatamaan ng araw or kung saan may shading, doon karaniwan nakikita yung mga buhok-buhok niya. So once you have that, intindihan na ng mga tao na carpet yan. So okay na tayo dyan. Now, so that's already like 3 layers. Now, just for this one, kasi hindi talaga ako nakakontento dyan sa halaman na yan, I will add the darkest color for that one. Yung parang shading ng dahon. So make a very dark green. Maybe that one, that's enough. So I'll put it like where the shadows are. So dito sa ilalim, hindi masyado nakikita. So I think kailangan mas dark pa. So adjust. Then I'll add more. So I think that is enough. It's sufficiently dark. You don't have to put a lot. Hindi mo kailangan marami. Just enough na parang mukha siyang merong shadows sa mga parts. Sa ilalim, dito sa gilid, nakatago, mga parts na nakatago mula sa ilaw. Tapos, medyo okay na tayo dyan. We'll try to fix this wall kasi I'm not really happy with how it turned out. Parang hindi kasi pantay. Maganda kasi pag pantay yung bagsak ng pintura sa pader kasi papansinin yan ng mga tao. So let's try to fix that. Hopefully maayos yung pag mga ganito kasi medyo mahirap na siyang ayusin. Pero subukan pa rin natin. So, medyo mainit din kasi ngayon kaya pag mabilis matuyo yung papel, mahirap pantayin yung pintura, no? If you want it like really smooth, make sure na basa yung papel ninyo, tapos kailangan mabilis kayo magtrabaho para mas smooth yung bagsak yung pagkalagay ng pintura kasi kung hindi, medyo mahirap siyang pantayin. Now, ano rin, hindi rin nakakatulong na ang daming detalye sa pader. So, kailangan, parang iniiwasan mo silang lahat. So, medyo mahirap talaga pagpantayin ang mga spaces or shapes na ganito kasi ang daming iba't ibang mga bagay na kailangan mong intindihin or bantayan. So let's just try to get that as even using the color as we can. So malapit na tayo matapos. Pagkatapos na ito, just add some finishing touches. So kasi usually when I do watercolors, ito may oras ako. I like everything to be in watercolor. Kahit yung mga outlines, gusto ko naka-watercolor yung outline. Pero since naghahabol tayo ng oras and we want to make this like faster, pwede tayong gumamit ng lapis, no? Or kung gusto nyo pen, if you like, or color pencil, you can use brown or, well, wag brown pala. You can use violet, no? Or a very dark blue. That also helps, it works. Add that there. So now I put in the finishing touches for this one by outlining them with a pencil. So, tip lang, no? If you have a pencil like this, you can use like this is a 5B. So get a soft pencil, a 2B also works. Kung wala talaga, an H also works. HB pala, HB, hindi H. No? So, an HB, 2B, ganon. Basta malambot na, ano to? Malambot na lapis para mag-outline. Tapos, make sure that they're very sharp. Kasi ito, for example, I like having this. You don't have to get that, but if you like working with pencils, it helps you, like, ano yun? It helps you have that like really sharp point, which helps in outlining stuff. So let's start from here and then we'll work inwards, no? So di ba kanina meron tayong mga mga surfaces na gawa sa kahoy, no? And then we already have that activity wherein we try to do wood grains, no? Pero bakit hindi tayo naglalagay ng wood grains using watercolor? I think kasi masyadong maliit yung mga surface, no? If I had more time, I will do it in watercolor, no? Pero since ngayon nga naghahabol tayo ng oras, we can get away, diba, by using a pencil. So it's just reinforce some of the objects, no? If you want to use a ruler para straight yung lines nyo, pwede naman. But in this case, I'll just freehand it. Pag mahaba, minsan doon ako gumagamit talaga ng ng pencil. So, tulad nito, medyo mahaba siya. So I'll use a pencil to keep the line a little bit straight. Para mas malinis tingnan. Now, since this door is made out of wood, I'll put wood grains in them. I'm using a pencil. Add some details and then I'll do wood grains. Simple lang, very light. Para pag nakita ng mga tao, alam nila nagawa sa kahoy siya. And syempre, when you add your wood grains, remember that the part will also look a little bit darker. Kasi naglagay kayo ng added na detail. Tapos, we'll do also the floor, no? So yung floors natin, it's going this way. So I do the wood grains also going this way. And wood grains. So very simple wood grain pattern para lang alam ng mga tao na kung ano siya. Okay. Now kung napapansin nyo, while I'm putting in the wood grains, nawawala yung divisions ng floors. No? So I can always reinforce that again with pencil, which I'm going to do. Okay. So I'm going to get that, I'm going to look for where the vanishing point is, and then I will make this a little bit darker, no? Para alam ng mga tao na yung tumitingin na merong division dyan. It's a wood plank. Wood grains, wood planks. Nice. Tapos, ano pa? Let's do this, yung takure, no? Let's make that para mas malinaw siya. Lagyan natin siya ng mas makapal na outline. Bring out the details. And also the books. So essentially what we're doing here is we're rendering in mixed media. Okay na yan. We'll do the curtains. No? Nawala yung curtain rod, so let's bring that out. Grommets, let's draw that in. Curtain rods, and then yung outline. Since mahaba siya, I will use a pencil to guide me where the divisions are. Okay. So kung napansin nyo, ginagawa ko parang parang madiin, and then I just like check towards the end. Hindi ko alam kung bakit ko ginagawa yun, pero ever since before I've been doing that. Parang dark sa taas, and then it becomes lighter at the bottom. Kasi yung folds kasi mas malaki sa taas. So since mas pronounced yung folds sa taas kung saan yung curtain rod, you expect that the lines are crisper. Pero pagdating sa baba kung saan wala ng curtain rod, mas loose yung folds. So hindi na ganun kalinaw yung mga tupi-tupi. So, para sa akin, it makes sense to do this. Kung saan makapal yung folds, dun mo lalagyan ng makapal na linya. Yung mga hindi makapal, yun yung lighter. Yung lines. So, I'll also do the same thing for the sofa. Especially kung saan yung mga dark shadows, para lang i-reinforce yung shape. So yung mga parts na meron ng mga contour lines, hindi ko masyado ginagalaw yan. Pang na lang to, pang reinforce na lang siya. Hindi ko kailangan i-outline lahat ng lines. Kung saan kung saan sa tingin mo yung may shadow, dun mo pwedeng ilagay yung outlines mo. So maybe some of the pillows also. If you don't want to do all of this, you can always render this also in pencil with the shading and the shadows. Pwede din naman mas madali yun para sa inyo. Just do this one, just do some of the detailing here. And then this side table here. three-dimensional. So, in this part, no, kahit na minsan naglalampas-lampas kayo, medyo okay lang. Basta yung hindi lang masyadong malaking lampas. Kasi naaayos nyo siya gamit yung lapis niyo. Kaya put some wood grains here on top of the table. Para alam ng mga tao natin, gawa siya sa kahoy. Here also, in the wood frame at the back, kasi ang daming lampas-lampas. We try to clean it up by putting in lines. Again, just as long as hindi masyadong malaki yung mga lampas, you can get away with it. And then lastly, yung puno, kasi hindi pa natin naaanis yung tree trunk. So just very very lightly into the tree trunk. Parts na dark, nalagyan natin yan, tapos we add some really dark parts where it should be like really dark also. Okay, I think that is it. So, I'm stingin nyo. So naka yun, it's almost it's almost like 2 hours. So tamang-tama lang, sabi ko dalawang oras. So that is an example of how you can approach a rendering of an interior, no? So I hope you found it interesting man lang, or you had an idea of how to approach it. So you have until next week to finish your rendering and submit it, and then next week we'll do another wala tayong module next week. So I was thinking, like, is there something that you would like to learn how to render na wala sa module? Ang bilis nyo okay, alam ko yung para Luz, nice, buti pa po kayo sir, ang bilis nyo mag-render. Kasi matagal na ako nagre-render. Thunders na ako. Kaya I mean, expected yon na parang medyo mabilis-bilis ng konti. So kaya nyo rin naman gawin yan. You just need to practice and find like your own style. So kung nakikita nyo dito, hindi naman tayo gumagawa ng di ba? We're not doing like super photorealistic, yung parang oh my god, parang parang picture, parang nahawakan ko. Hindi yun yung natin, hindi yun yung layunin natin, kasi kung gagawin natin yun, super tagal nun, ang habol natin na ma-convey nyo, masabi nyo sa kliyente ninyo na ito yung plano ko, at napipicture nila sa utak nila kung ano yung gusto nila, so tiyaga talaga. Kung hindi man lang kayo aside from learning how to render, you should, ang isa sa mga dinedevelop natin dito ay pasensya, yung mga bagay na hindi ko chine-check, pasensya, tiyaga, at saka yung judgment, no? Paano nyo gagamitin yung mata ninyo. Kasi kung titingnan nyo kung paano tayo nagsimula kanina, when I put the background colors, some of you probably went like, oh my god, ang dark niyan. So parang paano pa natin hahabulin yan? Pero ngayon, once nakalagay na yung mga kulay, nakikita nyo pa ba kung saan nilagay yung dark parts? Halos hindi nyo na siya makita, di ba? Pero useful pa rin siya kasi alam na na-plot out na natin, na-plano na natin. Simula pa lang, na-plano na natin kung ano yung dark at ano yung light. So kahit yung wall, ay nakikita nyo pa. This one's dark, and then when we go here, it starts to become a little bit lighter. There's the usual effect naman in an interior. Okay? So, ayun. So, meron ba kayong gustong matutunan na i-render next week na hindi natin, o nawala sa module? Kasi for example, yung isang class ko na rendering din, napag-usapan namin na parang since uso ngayon yung mga monochromatic na mga interiors, no, lalo mga puti, how do you render a white interior? Paano mag-render ng puting interior? No? Gusto nyo ba yun? Gawin natin next week. Ano sa tingin nyo? Ayun. So, kung gusto nyo yun, no, magsabihan nyo ako and then we can do that as an activity for next week. Okay? So, wala naman tayong midterm plate. You just have to complete it. Yung mga activity natin, no, do it diligently, do it as best as you can, and then yun, we'll reserve the big plate for other times. Okay. So white interior, technically hindi naman talaga siya white, pero kung gagawin nyo yun in the future, like how do you convincingly render it in such a way na pag pinresent nyo sa teachers ninyo, sa professors ninyo, no, hindi nila sasabihin na parang, bakit walang rendering yan? O bakit parang hindi, naubusan ka ba ng oras, tinamad ka ba? At least hindi nila sasabihin yun, no? Kasi there is a certain way to render an all white interior. So we'll do that next week. Okay? So, ayun. Yeah, that's it. No? So, I hope you found this session interesting, inspiring, if ever. No? And I hope I gave you an idea on how to approach a render like this. No? You don't necessarily have to follow it like to the letter, but at least you have an idea, no, on how to approach it para makapaggawa kayo ng you can come up with your own process. Ito yung proseso ko. At ito na talaga yung ginagawa ko ever since na-discover ko na okay pala ako mag-render ng ganitong swap pala to para sa akin. Ayun. So yeah, that's it for today. No? Salamat at sinabayan or sinamahan nyo ako ngayong hapon. Malapit na mag-alas 4, magmerienda na tayo. I'll post after this one. I will be annotating this, no? So when you want to review this, when you're doing this render, you can skip to the different parts, no? Quite easily. Ayun. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you, no? And stay safe. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.